Prepare yourself for a deep scientific analysis by the next agents who will explore how these elements come together to shape human interaction. Evolutionary psychology provides a robust framework for understanding attraction, rooted deeply in Charles Darwin's theory of sexual selection. In this context, intrasexual competition among males often manifests through displays of status and dominance, while intersexual selection involves female choice, emphasizing criteria like resource acquisition capabilities and genetic fitness. Modern manifestations of these ancient principles are seen in how societal status and physical prowess can heighten a male's attractiveness in today's urban environments. Delving into ancestral reproductive strategies further enriches our understanding. Early humans existing in hunter-gatherer groups balanced short-term mating opportunities with long-term partnerships, a strategy still evident today. The parental investment theory suggests that females have historically been more selective due to their greater biological investment in offspring. Consequently, this selectiveness in mate choice has influenced male risk-taking behaviors as a means to elevate perceived status or attractiveness. Today, these evolved patterns continue to shape human interactions, subtly manifesting in our modern context. Urban environments and social media platforms often amplify these instincts, offering arenas for status signaling, much like ancient hierarchies. The advent of dating apps has created new forms of intersexual selection processes, where visual cues and succinct profiles become digital proxies for genetic and resource-based assessments, setting the stage for a neuroscience perspective. Moving into the neuroscience of attraction, we examine the role of dopamine and the brain's reward systems. Dopamine pathways are crucial in mediating attraction, as its release in the brain is associated with feelings of pleasure and reinforcement. The concept of reward prediction error explains how unexpected positive social interactions heighten attraction by enhancing dopamine activity, akin to the mechanisms seen in addiction. Social value processing occurs predominantly in the prefrontal cortex, where complex evaluations of potential partners are conducted. This region, alongside status recognition circuits, allows for rapid, often unconscious assessments of social standing and appeal. Mirror neurons activate during social interactions, fostering empathy and rapport, essential elements in attraction. These cognitive processes are influenced by biases, sometimes skewing perception in favor of those perceived as higher value. Attachment mechanisms are intricate, involving neurotransmitters like oxytocin and vasopressin, which fortify bonds and promote pair bonding behaviors. These systems can differentiate between secure and insecure attachment patterns, influencing how relationships develop. Neuroplasticity further explains how repeated interactions can rewire these attachment networks, preparing for a deeper dive into practical applications. The scientific concepts discussed thus far seamlessly translate into observable behaviors and strategies. In evolutionary psychology, behaviors like risk-taking and status signaling are reflections of ancient mating strategies adapted to contemporary contexts. Neuroscience principles, such as dopamine-driven attraction, manifest in rewarding behaviors, actions that make social interactions pleasurable and therefore desirable. Real-world validation of these theories can be witnessed in everyday dating scenarios, such as how subtle status signaling through clothing or grooming can affect social perceptions and interactions, or the way in which emotional highs and lows foster addict-like attachment patterns. Changes in behavior before and after understanding these concepts often result in marked improvements in social dynamics. For instance, recognizing reward prediction errors can adjust one's approach to flirting or dating, aligning actions more closely with successful outcomes. The practical implications of this research show that these mechanisms, when understood, translate into specific, impactful behaviors. Prepare for Agent 3 to guide you through targeted strategies and techniques that apply this knowledge effectively in real-world situations. Now that we understand the science, let's move to practical applications that optimize and harness these insights into successful social interactions. You'll see exactly how to use this knowledge to enhance your social and romantic life, setting up practical strategies that align deeply with scientific principles. Developing the alpha posture is crucial. Stand tall with shoulders back, chest out, and feet around shoulder width apart. This not only projects confidence, but also occupies more space, marking territorial presence. Use broad, controlled gestures to enhance authority. This signals dominance. Movement should be deliberate. Avoid fidgeting to maintain composure. In environments like bars or clubs, anchor yourself visually and physically lean comfortably against an object for control. Eye contact is your bridge to confidence. Maintain eye contact for 3 to 5 seconds to establish connection, varying intensity to suit the context. A steady gaze communicates authority and interest, while micro-expression awareness prevents negative signaling. Practice controlling expressions to remain calm and collected, avoiding displays of nervousness. In social settings such as parties, a confident gaze can magnetize attention, signaling dominance and presence. Energy projection is about commanding the room. Enter spaces energetically. Your presence should be proactive, not passive. Charisma is often about vibrant energy. Walk with purpose and confidence. Engage others as you transition into conversations, drawing their focus onto you. At events or in meetings, take strategic positions where you can easily connect with multiple individuals, maximizing your visibility and influence. Opening a conversation mines your value. Begin with statements or questions that prompt curiosity. Demonstrate status subtly by referencing interesting experiences or opinions, which establishes conversation control. In digital spaces such as dating apps, craft your profile to showcase uniqueness and high-value traits, sparking curiosity and drawing potential matches. Frame control is your conversational backbone. Define the interaction's context early by setting frames that align with your intended outcome. Most men fail here because they don't actively shape the encounter's narrative. Maintain your frame with consistency. Adapt only when necessary. If your frame faces challenges, confidently restate your core beliefs to navigate frame battles and assert reality control. Creating tension invigorates interactions. Use push-pull dynamics to generate excitement. This technique works because it triggers emotional engagement. Alternate between expression of interest and moments of challenge to escalate investment. Social environments like house parties are ideal for inducing emotional roller coasters that heighten attraction. This sets the stage for more intimate settings where advanced strategies can unfold. Interest testing is key to understanding engagement levels. Employ compliance testing by making low-level requests that gauge willingness. Recognizing IOIs is crucial. If someone initiates touches or seeks proximity, it's a positive signal. Assess investment by how much they contribute to the interaction. As conversations progress, use qualification to prompt partners to demonstrate their value, prepping for escalation. Emotional escalation involves managing the emotional climate. Maintain momentum by balancing arousal building and comfort. Introduce light kinesthetic touches to assess reactions. Overcome resistance by gradually expanding comfort zones, ensuring willingness before major steps. In relationships, maintain dynamics with empathy to handle any resistance, preserving the connection's integrity. Maintaining value over time requires strategic moves. Demonstrate social market value by showcasing achievements subtly, without overbearing. Apply the scarcity principle. Portray controlled availability to heighten interest. Communicate options lightly to affirm independence, signaling that you're desired by others. This sets up the context for Agent 4, who'll guide on ethically navigating these dynamics in relationships. In complex scenarios, imagine navigating a boardroom where multi-layered social situations and high-stakes interactions prevail. Here, understanding group dynamics and managing status hierarchies are crucial. When dealing with challenging personality types, such as a domineering manager or a critical team member, adaptability and strategic patience enable successful outcomes. Utilize effective communication to charm and influence your peers in such settings, promoting collaboration in a professional environment. In challenging situations like rejection or facing social pressure, resilience is your ally. Employ resistance handling techniques, such as active listening and empathy, to turn adversarial conversations into constructive dialogues. When facing rejection, maintain your confidence under stress by focusing on personal integrity and building genuine connections. With difficult conversations, like those with close friends or family, a calm and collected demeanor helps in maintaining the relationship's balance. Specific solutions like step-by-step problem solving allow for a systematic approach to overcoming obstacles. Implement adaptive strategies like real-time adjustment techniques to optimize success. This means reading the room and the individual, tailoring your approach to the context while staying true to your values. Such success optimization methods not only resolve the moment, but enhance long-term relationships. Now let's address the elephant in the room. What separates ethical influence from manipulation is intent. Strategy differs from manipulation through clear ethical boundaries, focusing on mutual benefit where both parties gain from the interaction. Prioritize consent and respect to maintain healthy dynamics, avoiding coercion. The responsible application of these techniques means nurturing genuine connections while respecting boundaries and fostering a foundation of trust. True transformation starts with a focus on genuine self-improvement rather than superficial tactics. Emphasize character building and long-term perspective, weaving personal growth into your life. Authentic development ensures your actions align with core values, fostering sustainable progress. Personal integrity becomes your compass, guiding interactions that build a solid reputation. Healthy relationship principles are paramount for lasting connections. Mutual respect and effective communication are non-negotiable in any relationship. Develop emotional intelligence and adopt a partnership mindset. Prepare for transformation by fostering environments conducive to growth, understanding, and shared respect, essential for building strong, united relationships. Your transformation begins with a self-assessment to identify areas for improvement. Cultivate a growth mindset, recognizing the infinite potential for personal development. Commit to change with a plan. Set realistic personal goals and establish accountability through regular progress tracking. Remember, true confidence comes from the alignment of your actions with your core values. The next step in your journey requires immediate action. Start by practicing the techniques discussed, using a clear implementation timeline to guide your efforts. Seek resources that offer deeper insights into personal development and social dynamics. Utilize practice opportunities in everyday interactions to refine your skills, whether at work, socially, or in personal relationships. Embrace the community value proposition by joining a growth-oriented network. With peer support and shared learning opportunities, continuous improvement becomes a collective pursuit. Foster an environment of mutual encouragement and skill enhancement. Remember, you're not alone. Your journey is shared by many, creating a tapestry of united progress. Visualize your future success as a respected leader and compassionate individual, leaving a legacy of positive impact and healthy relationships. The time to act is now. Connect, grow, and thrive as part of a larger community. Most men believe that being overly nice and always available will win a woman's heart, but science reveals something startlingly different. Research shows that those who maintain emotional independence and a high SMV, sexual market value, actually attract more genuine interest. This means that your constant availability could be working against you, pushing potential partners away rather than drawing them in. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal the scientific secrets of attraction that turn conventional wisdom on its head. Prepare for exclusive insights that will change how you approach relationships forever. If you've ever felt confused about why your seemingly perfect dates never lead to more, you're not alone. Countless men have experienced the frustration of sincere efforts being met with disinterest, leading to a cycle of self-doubt and disillusionment. Most men never discover that conventional dating advice like "just be yourself" often fails because it ignores deeper social dynamics such as frame control and pre-selection. What you're about to learn is a game changer. It unveils the secret knowledge that few possess. This explains why so many men feel lost and why traditional approaches mostly leave them empty-handed. Myth number 1. Always be nice and available. Many believe that being perpetually nice earns affection, a sentiment rooted in a desire to be agreeable. However, this often results in being perceived as lacking challenge or interest, which diminishes SMV. Instead of fostering attraction, it creates a dynamic where efforts are taken for granted. Transitioning into myth number 2, show intense interest. The logic appears sound. Showing ardent interest demonstrates sincerity, yet this often pushes women away as perceived desperation signals lower SMV, contrary to the psychological principle of scarcity. Instances where men were overly eager often end in rejection, proving the importance of subtlety. This leads us to myth number 3, treat her like a queen. While well-intentioned, this advice can backfire, fostering unrealistic expectations and creating toxic dependency. True confidence and mutual respect should be the goal, preparing us to delve into the science behind attraction. Evolutionary basis of attraction. Attraction is deeply rooted in the principles of sexual selection. Males historically competed for mates, showcasing traits that signal high reproductive value. In modern contexts, indicators like status and assertiveness are attractive as they emulate advantageous genetic traits. Evolutionary psychology shows how these signals operate subconsciously, influencing attraction. Basic neuroscience. Attraction also engages brain reward systems, particularly those involving dopamine. When dopamine is released, it creates pleasurable feelings associated with social interactions. This is compounded by the brain's processing of social value and unconscious assessments of potential partners, SMV. Preparation for deep analysis. But this is just the surface of what you need to know. What you'll discover next will change your perspective on attraction entirely. The science behind this is even more fascinating than it seems. In the next few minutes, we'll dive into the neurological mechanisms that explain our attraction behaviors.